I was talking to someone the other day who was telling me that they were seeing something different for them in that they were having a lot of people who used to just they would go on, they would do a consult, people would confirm right away, get on the calendar, all the things. And she was like, recently, almost everyone has been like, okay, I need to think about it a little. And she goes, a lot of those people are coming back and they're booking, but it might be a week later, 2 weeks later, a few days later. I'm just curious what you are seeing in your business.
Yeah, we we did over 20 consults in March, which
Oh,
was bananas. Like we've
that's a
never had.
lot.
It was a lot. It was too much, honestly. When
Yeah,
you're trying to double stack 3 and 4 consults in one day, all the way
lot.
back and forth across town, it is a lot. And so incredibly grateful for that. We haven't had the flexibility to care, if that makes sense. I think when we started April 1st, we only had maybe 10 days in April, even remotely available. And about 6 or 7 of those were already penciled in.
Mhm.
And for me, I was actually grateful for those people who were like, "Oh, I need to think about it," or "I'm not gonna do anything till summer." And I'm like, "Great,
Think about it longer.
I can accommodate that." But with some of the people that are doing, like, one-on-one coaching, yes, it is very much so a thing. And there's not really a no correlation. Like, it's all over the country that it's happening. And so I just think we're in that trust recession. People want to know that the people that they're working with are worthy. I think you're going to see a lot more shift to referrals versus like a cold audience of just Google
Mhm.
ads or them finding you online. I also think that you're probably going to have a lengthier nurture sequence. So, whereas someone would reach out and want to book immediately, you may have to send them a couple emails. You may have to follow up a
Yeah,
couple times. You may have to, even the people you do consults with, like you may have to put them on a schedule for follow up to check in and make
yeah.
sure so that when they do finally are ready to pull the plug, you're front of mind and you're right there
Yeah.
waiting for it.
Yeah, I do think that, especially right now, because the big everyone's talking about gas prices, which is very legit. It's legit. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of the gas tank. And there are some things that still, after COVID, never came down. Like the inflation is still really high. There are still people, and I do think that there is a lot more thoughtfulness going into spends versus people who are used to just be like, "Oh, yeah, that's totally fine." People are definitely being more cautious. It
Mhm.
doesn't mean they're not spending money. It just means, to your point, you may have to follow up more times. And I think one of the things that we see a lot is people take it really personally. "Oh, I messed up the consult. They're not interested in me. I did something wrong." We internalize it as like, "I didn't do a good job," and it's no, sometimes a thing is really a thing. Like,
Yes.
sometimes it is legitimately the person just needs to talk it over with their partner, talk about whether this is an expenditure for them. I also always advise people that they think about, for someone that's like, "Man, $10,000 isn't in the budget right now." Say, "Let's do a day, just see where it gets us." You may have to change your selling habits a little bit too.
We have quite a few people that I would consider them high net worth people. They have not changed. They have not changed their
Yeah.
spending habits. They don't care. We had literally one client who called us and was like, "Can you just come fold laundry for 6 hours? Like, you do realize I'm going to invoice you $800." And she was like, "Nah, don't care."
Don't
And so,
care.
yeah, there are still those people out there. And for me, like that is always still the goal to attract those types of people and work with those types of people. I feel like your middle class is probably the one, like, even we have seen it in our own home of, like, do we wanna keep our cleaning service? For me,
Yeah.
it is a mental health thing, like, I'm not
Yeah, for
bathroom.
sure.
I would much rather pay someone else to come in and help me do that,
Yeah.
and I think just also, like, your messaging whenever it comes to how are you converting them? Like, how are you selling to them? Do they trust you? Do they understand what you're offering? Not just the physical, tangible, "Here's a beautiful pantry," but are you effectively communicating, "Here's less stress. Here's
Yes.
more time. Here's a happier marriage. Here's less fights with your children." I think the people that are really good at that emotional selling and really getting to the root cause of it's not what we do, it's what we create.
Yeah.
I think those people are gonna win.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. It's not an A plus B equals C kind of thing. It is absolutely like you are selling the result. You are not
Mhm.
selling the work. They are
Yes.
paying for the result. They are not paying for you taking 20 bags down to your car. That's not what the result is.
But with that also, I do have to say that if you're someone who maybe takes those things a little bit more personally, or you feel like, oh my gosh, I messed up the consult, I would challenge you to continue on, reach out, follow up. I'm a big believer that I follow up until they tell me to stop. And I give them outs. Like I specifically say, if this isn't in the plans. If you're no longer interested, just let me know. I'll take you off the list. Like no harm, no bad feelings. And I think that also like even when you're giving them the out, you're creating trust that I'm not just
Yeah.
trying to sell to you. I'm not just trying to follow up to take your money. If you're not interested, like great, happy, still love you
Yeah.
as a human. I'm moving on.
Yeah. We run into a lot where people say, I followed I sent them a proposal and then I never heard from them again. And we'll say, okay, tell us about your follow-up. And they'll be like, what do you mean follow-up? I sent them the one email and we're like, no, you have to have a follow-up sequence. And we're not telling you to be a relentless stalker. We are telling you you might need to do a 1-day follow-up, a 2-day follow-up, a 4-day follow-up, a 1-week follow-up. There is a structure where you can be not irritating, but also make sure that you're keeping yourself as top of mind.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly where it is, but it was way back when Jen, founder of Organizer Studio, did a coffee chat on Facebook Live one night. And she was talking about how typically the industry standard is people need to hear from you or see you 7 times before they agree to buy. Her analysis or wherever she had sourced that from, she said, take that number and multiply it by 7. That's 49 times that a disorganized, busy, typically mom, because we work with a lot of women, 49 times she has to see you, see your social media, see your email, get your reminder text before she's finally ready to purchase. And so then at that point, it becomes less personal. It's, oh my gosh, should I do something wrong at the consult? It is more, okay, how do I make my numbers? How do I do it and not feel stalkerish or too salesy? Or you have to make sure it's still genuine and authentic.
Yeah. I also think that I know I feel this way personally. Now that I've been off social for 3 months, I feel a little different about it. But especially on social, people are just being sold to constantly. And I do think that, especially with what we do, we want to tell people that, hey, this is a thing we would love for you to do it. But sometimes not being pushy and salesy is actually the best way to get in the door. But I think people confuse following up as being too salesy. You're not pushing something on someone that they didn't ask for. They had you in their home. They asked you for a consult. You are just making sure that you're following up in a decent amount of time. So
Well, and I don't respond to salesy. I don't like the feeling. It feels icky. If someone's pushing too hard, that's a good way for me to shut down. And so that's why I prefer, and like our team is taught how to ask for a follow-up, ask for additional scheduling days without feeling pressured, with giving them an out of if it's not in the budget, great, fine. If you're not
totally fine.
interested, that's okay too. It's nothing personal, but giving them that out, some people just take it for the sake of taking it. Other
Yeah.
people, it really does. It creates trust of, oh, they're giving me an out. They're not just trying to sell directly at me.
The line that I use a lot is, "We'll be here when you're ready." We will be here when you are ready to make the commitment to, and that goes for Pro Organizer Studio or organizing. Like, we're not going anywhere, and whenever it fits your budget, your life, your needs, your stress level, we'll be here. It's
It's
not always
giving
true,
I
but
say it's giving Motel 6 vibes. We'll leave the light on for
yeah,
you whenever
right,
you're ready.
exactly. When you just said, "That's giving me Motel 6 vibes," I go, "That's not positive," but I do understand what you mean. We'll leave the light on for you.
That's really what I thought you were saying, and I was like, "Man, they're going to send us a cease and desist for
No.
intellectual property."
No,
You might.
but I would actually not usually like to be associated with a Motel 6. Well, sure. Any other current events in the organizing world? Anything else
Oh,
happening with you?
like I said, I've been still social media fasting, and I
How's it
I
going for you? Tell me about it. I love it. I'm still, like, totally good not being on it.
I am still on, but just I forced myself into restricted hours. Honestly, it's been really good. I think that I needed, and I think I said this on our last one or 2 podcasts ago or whatever, but I needed less distraction, and I found myself by having less things to consume, I'm able to create more. And so, like,
Yeah.
too many ideas, too many things I'm having to, like, re-sift through to figure out, okay, like, these are good ideas, these are, like, later ideas, this was a trash idea, I don't even know where that came from.
The worst
Um,
idea I've ever had.
Literally, but just way more creativity when it comes to how to market our own business, how to market
Yeah.
things at Organizer Studio, new offers that we are, I say it like in the pipeline. There's a lot of random things in the pipeline, but I don't know. It's just giving me a lot of opportunity to create more than consume. And I think that
Yeah.
has been the biggest win.
It was funny, I had a couple people last week who were like, "Hey, I haven't seen you on Facebook." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's because I stopped posting. I stopped going to Facebook in January." And I realized I probably have some people that are like, "Wow, that's rude. Melissa didn't comment on my whatever." But I did have someone today get a little snippy with me. I have to be honest, someone in my personal life got a little snippy with me because they moved and I didn't acknowledge their move until I got a postcard in the mail from them. And then I texted and I was like, "Oh, hope your new house is great. Congratulations." And I said, "Oh, I've been off social, so I probably missed the announcement, whatever." And they got a little snippy with me and were like, "What, your family didn't tell you that this happened?" And I'm like, "My family's not my news feed now." Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not their obligation to be like, "Here's the recap of what happened today." If I wanted that, I would just still be on social media. I don't know. I was a little annoyed.
I also feel if it's someone in my, like, inner circle, like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell them we're moving, like, they're gonna know the exact day the movers show up, but,
Yeah.
like, that next circle away from, like, my closest people, I'm like, "Yeah, I won't know those
Yeah.
type of things," but also, I don't think they would get that mad that I didn't know, but
Yeah. I had someone else who will remain nameless, who is related to me by blood, who was like, "Wow, I really missed your Facebook update. Like, I miss hearing about your family." And I literally was like, I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still here. I'm not in a coma. I have a phone that you can text me on and ask how the kids are, or you could ask what's going on in my life. You could ask how work is. You don't need Facebook to do. Mark Zuckerberg is not like gatekeeping for me.
yeah. Isn't it
So
like that thing when people say, "You don't ever call me," and it's like, the phone works both ways.
phone works exactly. This
It's funny.
this yeah, the person who got snippy about the about the house move and at my family not telling them, I'm like, "When was the last time you asked me about my family?" The answer is, "Not in a long time." So, we could all be who knows what, and you wouldn't even know. So, anyway, whatever.
If it makes you feel better in the reverse, I asked my husband earlier, I was like, "Hey, by the way, did I tell you that so and so responded?" And he was like, "No, that's really important. You should have said that sooner." And I'm like, "Sorry."
Yeah,
I'm not
I
even
would
telling him the stuff I'm supposed to, much less the things I am not supposed to.
But that's the thing is, like, legitimately, what it has done for me is it's not that I am an expert on focus and all the thing, but it was really just draining me from a standpoint of it gave me so much to distract. It gave me a lot of outs to be like, "Oh, I don't really have to participate or I don't have to pay attention to these things." I'm like, "No, I need to pay attention to the things that are actually important. And these things over here are not important." And I
Mhm.
don't need links of 22 things that I should be buying. And it was a trigger for a lot of things, and I haven't missed it. I really haven't. And I'm sure that there are things that I've missed. I'm sure that there are milestones from friends that I don't get to see very much. Like, I'm sure that there are things that I've missed, but also I think I'm willing to take the trade-off a little bit.
Yeah. Do you feel overall happier without social media?
I do. I really do. I don't think I realized how much of a drain it was on me. And I'm for sure trying to do more to repair my attention span. I have been trying to pay attention to more of that. I told a friend recently that I've gotten back into watching movies,
Mm.
and he goes, "I don't have the attention span to watch a movie anymore." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's legit, but that's also not great. If we can't pay attention for an hour and a half or 2 hours, boy, how are we gonna be able to do important work?" And I think that trying to repair some of that, like, squirrel and when I think about, the amount of things I have to do, just knowing that I don't have one more thing to distract me is positive. And
Yeah.
I told you so the podcast that we did where I told you about all my clients' crap that was in my garage, the day that we were cleaning out the garage, I put Facebook back on my phone because I was Facebook marketplacing things.
Mm.
Obviously, it's a lot easier to just have the app on your phone and be able to upload and blah, 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 whatever. So, I put the app back on my phone specifically for Facebook Marketplace, and I told you that my hand kept going, like, my finger kept going to click it, and it was a habit, and it was reflexive. It wasn't because I wanted to go, it wasn't because I wanted to cheat on my social media fast. It was literally just habit to go push it, and if I had done the same thing with Instagram or TikTok, it would have been the same thing. I didn't actually wanna go there, but my body said, "I gotta press this button."
Yes.
That means
I
that it's in control of you versus you being in control of it.
Yes. I find myself even, like, when I'm locked out of everything, I will still click it, and then my little notification pops up of, "You're gonna have to change your settings or change your
Yeah,
limit." And I'm like, Was I going on there for some purpose or some
yeah.
reason? Or no, it is a habit that is hard to break. It's an addiction.
And we have found ways around. By the way, for Pro Organizer Studio or for organizing business, your Minimize and Organize or Home by 11 or whatever, there are lots of ways that you can participate in social media for the people that have a healthy relationship with it or really love it or all the things. I'm not anti social media, but I there are ways that you can still post, interact, comment, but not have it become 3 hours later, I'm scrolling.
Yep.
One
Can
and
we
a half.
talk about that?
Yeah, can we or did we or have we?
Can we?
Yeah,
I mean, we probably have, but if the social media fast is something that you're interested in, but you are worried about the business aspect of what that
yeah,
looks like. So we use OneUp app, which I know Melissa has talked about a bajillion times. Super easy to schedule things. I love it because not only are you scheduling Facebook and Instagram, but you can also schedule your Google Business posts, which if
yeah.
you're not doing that, you need to be posting over there
Please post on Google Business every
3 to 4 times a
day
week.
all the time, and I just want people to listen. Just
Yes.
go do it.
Just please post over there. But then if you don't want the apps on your phone, you can still have the Meta Business Manager. I don't know if they changed the name. I think it's Meta
No, I
Business.
think it's still Meta Business Manager, and that I will say, I have a lot of complaints about Mark Zuckerberg, but Meta Business Manager is not one of them. It is actually a really good product because that's where one up you just post it, and
Mhm.
posts automatically. But in Meta Business Manager, you can actually see comments, see messages, you can respond to DMs on your desktop. So that's the thing for me. Again, my phone is a trigger, my laptop isn't a trigger.
I have Meta Business Manager on my phone,
Oh yeah,
and
it
it
exists on
keeps
your phone too.
me
Yeah.
yeah, but it keeps me still able to respond if someone has a
Yeah.
question or someone DMs, it's like, "Hey, I wanna schedule a consult." I don't feel like I'm missing out on that lead generation or that
Yeah.
conversation aspect, but I'm also not scrolling. Like, I can just see important information as I need it. I can
Yeah.
still reach out to them to schedule the consult, do whatever, and I don't know, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it on both ends if
Yes,
you
absolutely.
want some reprieve from social media world.
Yeah. If you are struggling and then you are worried about something, I promise you there's a way around it. What I don't want people to do is say, I'm struggling with this. I would love to do what Melissa has done, but I don't think I can because XYZ. I promise you, you can. And our business is not suffering because I'm not on social media. My life is not suffering because I'm not on social media. It's been good for me. So if it's something that you feel compelled to do, I'm telling you, there are ways around it all that don't involve you having to sit and be like shackled to your phone. So.
That that.
And I'm just gonna keep it going. I don't know. I haven't really thought about how long I want this to go, whether I might just wake up one day and be like, "Okay, I think I'm ready to have it back," but I don't feel like it right now.
I feel like I can notice the happiness in you and also just that I don't know, like, it's no longer a stressor.
Yeah, for sure. But I've started going to bed earlier because that was another thing. I used to just keep scrolling.
I'm so bad because I was that person who I would also be scrolling, and then
Yeah.
I would send you crap at 11:45 at night, and I'm like, "There's no awareness of time for me." It was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
other people are in bed asleep? Whoops."
yeah. As I always say, I've had my phone on silent since 2002, so you could send me 112 texts a night and it wouldn't matter, but yeah, I was avoiding bedtime because I was scrolling. That's not great. I wasn't reading hardly at all. I know I talked about that. I love to read, and now, like, reading's back in my life. Like, I've just started putting some things back that are good for me. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. Give it a try if you want to, or if you think I'm insane, that's okay too.
We'll do another Q2 update on the social media thing and see how you
Yeah.
feel in a couple months.
Yeah, I'll tell you the only thing that I've thought about is I'm going to Japan on another little Marie Kondo adventure in May, and I'm like, that is something that I would feel like I did love to share that. That was an enjoyable thing for me to share. So I'm like, who knows? I might pop back on, do a couple Japan updates, and then be back off again. Don't know. We'll see.
This is the beauty of being fluid, is, like, you have the autonomy to do that. Like, you
I
can just
sure do.
hop in for 1 whole week and be like, "Great, I'm deucing out on social media for another 6
Yeah,
months. Bye."
absolutely. See you later. Finished
Yeah.
good first. I'm coming on to check in. See you later. I'm out of here again. Yeah. Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so Bed Bath& and Beyond, social media, all the things. I think we've covered it all.
We did. We covered it all.
All right. Thank you.
Course.